Hey everybody, Corey here, Stwida here, coming at you with some more Battlefield 6 kind of gameplay, kind of discussion. I always like to flash the loadout first. People always want to know, even though it's just in general, use the gun that you like the most, right? Don't copy and paste like what streamers do. I guess that'll be my first tip for this video, right? Because like what you might see is like a most popular gun. It could be like an SMG. It could have a lot of kick. It could, whatever the case might be. And so you might put this gun on and be like, "Oh, that's weird. Like I must suck. Why doesn't this gun work for me?" But the reality is, like I was looking at this, I am not a run and gunner. I typically don't run and gun. And so when I'm looking at the most popular guns that a lot of these, say, streamers use or that are recommended on these websites, you'll see a lot of them are kitted for hip fire. They're kitted for ADS speed. They're kitted for all these things that revolve around kind of running and gunning. Well, guess what? If you don't run and gun and your playstyle is more tactical, more campy, more lean on a corner, right? Like you don't really care so much about hip fire or ADS speed if you're primarily like crawling through the map and just ADSing the whole time anyways, right? If you're not rushing people, you're not so worried about these kind of close quarter things. So I'm just don't copy paste what I'm doing. I'm just showing you what I have. Still leveling up the M4, nothing crazy, just a 1x sight, mag catch, 30 round fast with the mag catch to make the reloads as fast as possible. We're using this stubby, the ribbed stubby, a light barrel. This is all primarily for increased ADS speeds, which is ironic because I just got done telling you I don't run and gun, and a brake. This is just my current build. To be honest, I typically would prefer to run a suppressor with the way I play. You know what? Screw it. Let's put the suppressor on and see how it goes. I don't like the M4's recoil, but it is what it is. The only other thing that I might actually insist that you do is switching to the M44 as your secondary. It does 67 damage at relatively long range. Most people would say it's close range, but for the situations where you're going to be pulling it out, you're pretty much always going to be doing 67 damage, which means it's going to one-shot pretty much anyone that you put any amount of bullets into. So I have exclusively started using the M44. I don't use the other ones anymore, and I don't know why this is this favorited? I have no, yeah, I don't know why this is favorited, but I don't want it. So yeah, anyhow, everything else, just use what you want. This is what I use, and I will, I'll come back in when the game starts. All right, match is about to start. We are going to play the flank. That's what we do. The flank, in my opinion, is this route. It is this backside. The other side with the cars in the street, it's just there's too much noise, there's too much going on. This is actually... Ooh, that's bad. Interesting. That guy was fast. Let me do this real quick. We need to kind of stabilize. But this is generally where I'm going to hang out for most of the game. Okay, he's dead. They don't know I'm here. There's at least 2 people. We're listening. Let them go. Let them pass. Let them pass. There's a revive. 3, 4 people. Oh, that was bad. I choked that. There were too many. I stopped firing at one. But that is generally where we're going to play and how we're going to play. So we're going to run back there. Looks like they really want to come this way. So I am going to ADS walk. I hear... Okay, nothing there. I can't believe I choked that quad. Someone just used a parachute over here? Yep. He's going to spawn over here. We just need to get here. There he is. Let him respawn. Yep, he's here. He just went over there. Yep, there he is. Get out of here. He knows we're here, so let's go this way. Wait for him. He's here. Yep, there he is. There you go. Last bullet. Very good. Listen. To our left. They're both sides. I got one on both sides. Okay, push up. There were two over here. I need to be careful. Okay, we're still playing the spawn. We need to be careful. They're spawning here. Yep, he's over there. Very good. Oh, they got us. Oh, but yeah, generally that's how this is going to go. Break into that spawn and kind of just hang out there and abuse where they're going to be when they spawn. They like to keep coming back this way. Here's someone to my left. Looks like he did that just to be safe. He's not actually coming. He went left. Still here. Still here. I don't like this spot. Let's do this for a second. We just got a lot of kills. People are going to be respawning and they might come this way. Okay, everybody's focused over there. Okay. Good. He could still spawn here. Yep. I heard his feet. They're here. They are here. I'm forcing the flip here. I don't necessarily want to. That was a really good kill. We're going to get spawned on because they're still spawning behind us. That's okay. Play it. Get out. Too many. They know we're there. We need to get out of here. Listen for feet because we're in the spawn. Okay. Nothing. Feet. Yep, there he is. Need to be careful. Listening. Listening. Okay. We're going to force a flip if we stay here. They're on the flank. Yeah, we're going to force a flip. And they're going to come back. Listen. Listen. -1. Still spawning here. Careful. They're focused on our teammate. We can push. Listen. Yep, to our left. Save the teammate. We're a team player. We did flip the spawns, though.
Let's go.
All right, continue listening. Ooh, yikes. He was just hanging out there. We'll see if we can wait for a res, but yeah. Oh, we do not, we don't get the same courtesy, apparently. That's okay. 13-3, seen better, seen worse. Let's keep it going. They're pretty focused on the center of this match, so this shouldn't be too hard to get this flank now. You can see both flanks here. Yep, here they come. Oh, that was weird. I've never seen someone there. Listen. They will come back. It was a double kill, so they're angry. They'll come back. This is where I like to sit while I wait for them to come back. Listen. Yep, here they come. Crouch so they can't see. He's coming up. He's on the right. Teammate got him. That's kind of... Oh. Okay, there's that. Come here. He'll come back. He's here. Teammate got him. This is bad. The teammate's making noise. they're going to be looking for the teammate, and I can't control where the teammate stays. Just keep an eye out. There's a guy to my left. Guy to my left. Yeah. Ooh, that was bad. Guy here. Got him. Okay. They will come back. They're pissed. Oh, teammate wants help. Oh, shit. Yep. We zoned them with the fire. Put that there. Drop this here. They're to our left. He's in that building. I'm not pushing up on it. Yep, there he is. It's okay. Let them come. Zone. Very good. Yep, he's here. Zone. Drop this. Someone's right behind us. Yep. All right, so 20 and 3. That is typically how that goes. When I do want to play the spawn where we started, it's exactly how I play it there. I don't typically push up. I don't typically push into the alley. I usually hang out in that little nook that I was in, and I will bounce between the flowers and either side of the wall, and I'll listen for the footsteps as they come back. For some reason, people over there, they seem to get really pissy when you are camping like the flowers or that corner or whatever the case might be. So they always come back, and they're always a pretty easy kill. With regard to the first spawn, can I get a map? Here, 1 second. Can we see the Saints Quarter map? All right, so we'll take a look at it from here. It's a kind of blurry image from Google, but whatever, right? So typically what we're doing is we're spawning here, right? This is where we spawned. You either spawn here or you spawn here. In that match, we spawned over here. We take the flank like this. In pretty much all game, we stay on this side of the map. We stay in this kind of U. And really, it's a more shallow U, like we saw at the end. I like to stay back here. When I am attacking this spawn, when the enemies are spawning where I originally spawned that match, I like to hang out here because this is where people get pissy. This is where the flower bed is. This is where that wall is. And so you can get a campy kill from the flower bed. They get pissed because you were camping. They're going to come back and try to shoot you in the flower bed. So they typically come running through here, and they want to aim at the flower bed. You can stand right by this wall, shoot them in the back. They'll be like, oh my God, that guy shot me in the back. You can come back in this alley right here when they get pissed at you for shooting them from there because they're going to come over here, and then you shoot them in the back again. And then you can just kind of rinse and repeat because they have no idea where you're going to be. And as long as you are kind of hanging out in this area and you're listening for the footsteps, you can get the jump on them no matter where you are because you can hear them coming from a mile away. This side where we were playing at the beginning, it's a little bit trickier because the lines of sight are really, really bad. The only way that you can push into this spawn is by either going long side, which, like, it's just bad. This is a constant firefight. Going middle and then walking through, which, again, constant firefight. It's a terrible idea. The best option you have is going in the back, which is the way that I went. And the reason for that is because pretty much what I just said. Most of the action is always happening down here, which means you might be getting one or two people over here to kind of mess with you or just want to come this way. And what that means is you can mostly guarantee that you can break through here. When you kill someone right here, which is why I was camping that corner in the beginning, I got my kill here, and then I pushed up and I hugged that wall when 4 people ran by me. But 4 is just too much, unfortunately, and I choked it. But typically, the one guy who wants to go that way, you'll kill him from that wall. And in the time that it takes him to respawn and walk back, you can break through and push up into the river, and you can start getting kills on their spawn. But other than that, if you're not actively getting kills, it's very risky because people like to sit in the spawn and just aim at the one path that you could possibly come from, and they typically kill you. There's typically at least one person camping the spawn or who really doesn't want to leave or who maybe only steps up here. And if you don't kill them and then push up while they're dead, they're just going to kill you when you try to walk through. So it can be kind of difficult. Some people might say, well, why don't you use smokes? You could just throw a smoke and then push up. I don't like smokes because they're not stealthy, which might sound like a weird thing to say for smokes, but everybody knows what's happening when they see a smoke. You're either trying to cover yourself defensively or you're preparing for a push, right? So if I see someone toss a smoke here, that doesn't really do much for them because I'm just going to sit there, the camper is just going to sit there aiming at the smoke and he's just going to shoot me when I come out of the smoke. So I actually don't like smoking because it makes enemies aware of my presence. On the rare occasion that I do use a smoke, I actually throw the smoke grenade where I'm not going to be because I want the enemies to focus on that smoke grenade. So all that to say, it's much more difficult to break into the spawn and to play the spawn because they can kind of keep spawning around you, and it's really hard to take cover and jump between spots in the spawn. Whereas when you are attacking this spawn on this side, you can play that game. There are lots of interconnected hallways. There's not a lot of, constant battling going on here. So you're usually free to move between the hallways. You're free to move between cover. So yeah, but typically every time the game starts, that's the way I'm going. I'm either starting here, going there, or I'm starting here and going around the back. The guy that I met face to face in that game, he was really fast. He either had a knife or he just spawned really close to that path because people aren't usually that far up. Typically, you'll see a grenade or you'll see someone coming around the corner down here. But yeah, you sprint up here, you push it, you get your first kill, you listen for some footsteps, and generally, because like I said, this back path is really, it's not that well traveled most games. Most people are going to be up here. So regardless of which side you're coming from, you can usually get your 1 or 2 kills and then break through into the spawns and start basically harassing people as they spawn. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was useful. If you have any questions, you have any comments, let me know. I'd be happy to talk about, generally how this goes. But yeah, other than that, again, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you all next time.